Good evening, everyone. Tonight's special live broadcast is brought to you by you. You've requested this so many times that Dickens couldn't refuse and therefore made arrangements for me to speak openly on the topic that so many of you have been posting in the comments. What does it take to be the perfect serial killer? Well, I'm here to tell you tonight that most of you, strong stomachs and all, wouldn't make it in the business of good old-fashioned murder. Some of you hardly know how to use the dark web without exposing your IP address. How do you expect to avoid men of the law? Dickens, my superior, has connections in law enforcement, and that's something you must have if you think you're going to get past your first kill and live to kill again. Secondly, you must be prepared for all forms of struggle. They're not going to take to you trying to kill them lightly, and you must have no trace of evidence. Obviously, I mean, come on, this is some basic stuff. Do you want to know what's not basic? The type of person it takes to decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to decrease the surplus population. That takes being at a place in life where you just don't care. Maybe there's a part of me that would care if I were killing decent people, for example. But no, all these people would have either been left to torment other criminals who did far less damage, or the state would be paid to have them killed. Why waste taxpayer dollars on humane deaths for rotten souls? I take them, those people who rob you, lie, betray, touch your children, make you miserable, even though you did nothing wrong. I take them and I make them eat what they dished out 10 times over. Do something good for the community and take your desires out on pedophiles, rapists. It's fun for me because it just is. Exciting, pleasurable, whatever you want to call it. There's different weapons you can use. I wouldn't recommend guns. That's too easily traced and they're just too quick. Things like knives, swords, hatchets, those work fine and you can enjoy the kill longer. Get creative. Maybe one time you could try ripping someone's nose from their face. The next you can expose part of their brain and have rats gnaw on it. I think about murder every day. When I do finally kill, for a moment it's a release. I can go back to thinking about how beautiful the trees look in the fall before my urges return. Yeah, I'm sick. But I embrace it. I'd hide it better if I had anyone to hide from, but I don't. I have Dickens and you all love me for the twisted man I am. But I can't help but wonder sometimes what it might be like to experience so many of the positive emotions I see people express. For real, not just for pretend. I feel positivity when I think of dark things. I feel anxiety when I think of better things like crowded rooms filled with laughing people and roads plagued with all sorts of people living the American dream. Sometimes I confuse myself because my thoughts are not entirely consistent with my actions. And that would be even more so if I actually had a family that didn't think about dead things all the time, so thank God I don't, I guess. I couldn't take care of a family if I had one. They'd have to be murderers like me, and We could all go on killing sprees together. Wouldn't that be fun? So, my dear fans, to be the perfect serial killer, you have to have everything going for you. Connections, wit, passion, desire, quietness, darkness, a lack of obligation to others, and those all at once. You have to kill the right people, too. Killing the president will end your career. Killing a local pedophile will get people turning a blind eye or even praise. Choose your victims carefully. Don't brag. Don't expose yourself. Don't explain yourself. Just kill people. Now take away what you want from this, but I must be off. I have a few more victims lined up in my calendar, and I can't wait to show you just how much darker our time together is going to get. Before I go, remember this. If you do anything bad, I'll kill you too.